Guys, hey, I want to talk about some child support issues today. I'm sure a bunch of you out there that's getting extorted for the child support understand exactly what I'm saying. You know, child support really isn't spent on the children. You number one, the plan is to attack the family and to get it to be lopsided, one-sided. For whoever it is, whichever parent ends up with the children ends up with getting support money. And there's no problem with supporting your children, but the you know the idea behind this is the Child Support Enforcement Agency is going to get a fee, and they're getting paid by the government to attack everyone, which isn't right. You should be able to pay for your children and work with your ex, as civilized people, instead of everybody's mad at everybody. The other parent's an a-hole. It should never be like that. These people loved each other enough to have children. They should be able to work out their differences. Once they get involved with the attorneys and child support enforcement, I've seen perfectly honest and straightforward and very decent people turn into evil monsters. Once they're around the attorney and child support enforcement, everybody's mad at everybody, and the person that has the children, regardless if it's the mother or the father, because I've seen it both ways. I've seen them attack the woman too, but you can't ever tell what they're going to do. Whoever goes and files first is probably going to end up with custody and child support and whatever else money they decide that you're going to pay. I mean, it's pathetic. Now, I'm not speaking about if you want to support your child. Everybody should support their children. If you understand this day and time and how things are changing drastically and how much your rights are getting taken away, hell, we have no rights anymore. Unless you have a brain and you have some kind of education, you're not going to get any respect if you don't. If you don't show up on time and you don't do the things you're supposed to do and you're not diligent, they're going to discriminate against you, across the board. It doesn't matter. But the people that keep track of their documents and understand what they're saying and they know what's coming and they're doing their responsibilities, they don't have many problems because they don't let the system bully them. And they're very educated people, and there are people out there like that. But overall, 80-90%, maybe more, they're getting extorted by these child support enforcement. I had one guy that he would show up to court, and there was a little room that had phones in it, and they told him, you've got to pay this much money right here on this little sheet of paper to go home today. Now here's a guy that just took off work, that lost his job because they make him keep coming to court, and they show him this little piece of paper and say, go in there and get that amount of money today or you're not going home today. And then they're in there yelling and screaming at them that they don't pay this money because they want those fees for child support enforcement. When there's other people that are on YouTube that have videos about how some people, men and women, will get the money and get that child support on that card, and they will buy pizzas for everybody, and they will go out shopping, and they'll spend money on all kinds of things. The new boyfriend, there's several things that I could point out, and that money does not go to the children. Now I can prove that to you, because think about this. Wouldn't there be a list of what you spent on the children have to be turned into the agency to make sure that the money was getting spent on the children? Money is not getting spent on the children. I know a bunch of now don't get me wrong. I have ran into some good people, and they're few and far between, that spend the majority on their children. That's absolutely true. But overall, there's no policing or keeping track of what money is spent on in a single household where this is going on. And I'm sure that a lot of people, I'm speaking to a lot of people's heart here when I say these things. Now, you know, the system will do things like they will suspend your license, which if you commit some kind of infraction or crime with a vehicle, then your license should get suspended, because that's what the rules are. Because you couldn't pay or didn't pay, or chose not to pay, then they're going to suspend your license so you can't go work and you can't pay them. So they can charge you more fees and all that. I mean, it's just ass backwards. You know, the family really is just split up. It's really incredible that how the ex hates the person now. And it's pay, 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 pay. Once they see that, okay, the children are, you know, 1, 2, and 3, and this is going to last for 20 years. By the time the court case gets started, the person's going to have to pay this extortion money. Part of it's extortion money. Going to have to pay this extortion money to the system to deliver the other parent the money. It's just pathetic. But I just want to point out to everyone that it's extortion. No one does anything. Hell, they got to go to work and figure out how they're going to eat and how they're going to pay their bills. Nobody's working together on this. You know, the system just flat ass out will come after you till you're dead. And you think that, well, they're not going to get the money then. Well, that's false. Because you have an estate, and it doesn't matter what anybody says. You go look this up for yourself. Why is that number on the back of your Social Security card? Because that number is there because the system, if you do certain actions and you do certain conduct, go into that area on that card, and they take that, they go to that account and they debit out conduct money. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. My number will be below this. My website's below too. Please subscribe. But if I'm wrong, you call me and tell me. I will be happy to listen. I'm not wrong. They will extort you till you die. They will then, 3 years after you pass away, go into that estate. They will assign some attorneys called fiduciaries. They'll give them superpowers, which are called fiduciary powers. They will set up a trust at the DTC, and they will debit the money out of your estate. Yes, you all have insurance. You all have an estate from the time you were born. I have never met anybody that doesn't have it. Now, later in the years, you get a little grumpy and you get old and you squash all that so they can't attack it to you and make you liable. That's true. There are people that's done that, and that's fine. So they'll go into that estate on the back of your card, and they will pull out everything, and they will settle everything throughout the whole world. Any injuries you've caused, any court cases, tickets, student loans, IRS, court cases, anything like that will all get shut down and all get closed. After you die, they'll assign these fiduciaries to it. And because I seen this in my mom's estate, when my mom passed away, there was money and we had to show up to the attorney's office, and it had my mom's name, trust, on the top of the check. 100% fact. In my own life I've seen this. So I know that it's there. Now I might not know everything about it, but it's there and it can be utilized. Now if you're in a situation and you have these things going on, sometimes, you know, maybe even just talking to somebody and having a friend. Okay, I'm here for everybody. Now you got to understand, you can't call me before 11 in the morning and after 11 at night, you know, because I get so many calls. But even if it's just to, you know, chew the fat about I'm right, or this is what they did to you, or you got an unbelievable story, you know, but there is remedy, is what this is all about. There is remedy to solve those issues quite quickly. Okay, so please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a hell yeah. I need to hear that. We'll talk to you soon.